I'm not questioning the mix. I think it was intentionally done that way. What up, Alpha Team? It's DJ AlphaTyler back again with another reaction. Y'all know we don't normally do reactions on Thursdays. We normally just do live reactions on Thursdays, but since it is a takeover week, we got to do a reaction every day, Monday through Friday. And if y'all don't know how takeover weeks work because you're new, then welcome to the family. You're going to find out soon. Anyway, we are on day 4 of Skeem Takeover weekend, so we are hitting up one. If you guys missed it, we did a community post to see what you guys wanted to finish Friday with. Well, since Thursday is the runner-up to Friday, I figured, we may as well do the runner-up to the winner, which, of course, is Godzilla, because apparently Skeem's remix of Godzilla is everybody's favorite. Y'all, like, over half of everybody voted for that. So for the runner-up day, we're doing Devil's Eyes. Now, that's cool because that's one that I wanted to hit anyway, since that is his most recent music video that actually has been posted. And so I'm super excited. We're going to check out Devil's Eyes in just a second, but before we do, y'all know I got a couple of plugs I got to give. Number one, if you haven't joined the Alpha Team already, do so by hitting that subscribe button down below. Ding that notification bell to get on the notification squad so that you always know when we got some new reactions or live videos or whatever we're doing dropping. And don't forget to like the video at the end if you enjoyed the reaction. Also, since it is Thursday, shameless plug, go ahead and plan on at 8 o'clock tonight Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. joining for our ATRL live reaction show. We do the Alpha Team live request, AlphaTyler live request. I don't know. It's the hottest place. It's the new TRL. You want to be there. But without further ado, we're going to jump into Devil's Eyes by Skeem. Let's get it. Okay, I want to know what's in those cups, because those are those champagne flutes? I think those are champagne flutes, but that's definitely not champagne. It's kind of gritty like tomato juice. You got tomato juice mixed in with your champagne, Skeem? What's going on right here? So to give you guys a little bit of my first take, I'm hearing like this is almost like a kind of like a horror movie vibe. You know, we got the every horror movie ever with the little ding, 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 ding. So I'm kind of getting some horror movie vibes out of that. Kind of matches this Devil's Eyes. I don't know what he's going to be talking about, but I am getting that darker side. So there's going to be some darker things, darker Skeem. Let's go, Devil Skeem. This is obviously, too, the video seems to be a spiritual successor to Hit Me. He's wearing the same outfit, same cracked mask, at the same blackjack table. There's a tree growing with fruit, though. And I don't know how biblical Skeem is trying to get on this, but the imagery right there, Devil's Eyes with kind of the darker sounding music, like, I don't know. I don't know if we're looking at the tree of knowledge. I don't know what we're going at right here, but definitely that tree looks gross. I wouldn't eat from it. I'm just throwing that out there.
People always wonder how you got here. Everyone born innocent. Who's the puppeteer?
Okay, and we're starting off. People always wonder how you get here. Everyone's born innocent. Who's the puppeteer? So wondering who led you astray, who pulled you away from your innocence, who got you up out of that. He's talking about where he's at, obviously. So wondering how he got to the point where he's at. I noticed too his tie is a little bit unruffled and everything. I don't know if that's the same outfit he was wearing in Hit Me, actually, because I think he had the red tie and maybe the white shirt. So maybe a little bit inverse going on right there.
Everyone born innocent. Who's the puppeteer? The outcome is inevitable fear. They want to know the path so they can't stay clear. Life become a monster, sociopathic imposter, so deranged that good behavior is a foster.
Okay. So we talking about good behavior being a foster. He's become a monster, deranged, sociopathic, everything. Is he talking a little bit about, because people are wondering how he got there? Is he talking a little bit about his platform and kind of everything that comes along with being on that platform? Oh, we're gonna have to go a little bit further.
Sociopathic imposter, so deranged that good behavior is a foster. Temporary, soon I'll be back to my name.
Wait, what? He kicked on the auto tune and I lost it. Let me.
The good behavior is a foster. Temporary, soon I'll be back to my merry ways of fantasizing about killing all these kids and raping girls who never played. What did he?
Okay, so the way the mix is working, I'm not questioning the mix. I think it was intentionally done that way. The mix to me, like the tone of the vocals are a little bit too close to the instrumental, and so I'm having a hard time picking out what it says right there. If you guys know, let me know.
Is a foster. Temporary, soon I'll be back to my merry ways of fantasizing about killing all these kids and raping girls who never played. What did he say? What did he say? The thoughts inside my mind seem so foreign, but they're mine. If I
Okay, so I think it was intentional, because he followed up that piece right there by saying what did he say? What did he say? Talking about the thoughts inside his mind being his own, really kind of talking about that external and everything. You get twisted on the outside, but everything's still going on inside your head, regardless of how crazy you get and everything. Everything inside your head is your own. Everything inside your head is you. That is your last safe haven and everything. And I mean, that's not to say that inside your head you don't still get twisted. You don't still get pushed outside that comfort zone. You don't get pushed outside of being who you are, because even inside your head, even though it's all you, when all those things start to impact you, you can still change and shift your views and your mindset. Let's go.
What did he say? The thoughts inside my mind seem so foreign, but they're mine. If I put them to a rhyme, set off alarms, now run and hide.
Okay, and he's talking about if he puts the thoughts inside of his mind to a rhyme, then he's going to set off alarms. People are going to run and hide. So he's saying basically, everything in here is getting all twisted and dark and gritty and everything. The world is taking its toll basically at this point. Skeem's lost his innocence. He's lost all that stuff that he's been doing along the way. Come on now.
When you're raped and raised, berated by constant cold shoulders, all you're taught is hate. Your love dissolves as fury smolders. You see the devil's eyes and start to empathize. I empathize with devil's eyes.
All right, we're talking about the devil's eyes. We're talking about temptation. We're talking about evil. We're talking about that different side. Everything starts to pull you in a little bit, and so as you go through life, everything starts to twist a little bit. It's twisting you up some. Okay. It's a darker feeling. So one thing I want to say, obviously this song, I mean, if you've been listening, which I'm assuming you have, this song is clearly not in that hip hop vein as the last few songs that we've done this week have been. And I can appreciate that, because I don't really think of Skeem as a hip hop artist. I don't think Skeem thinks of himself as a hip hop artist. I think he thinks of himself as an artist. And so one of the things coming into this, one of the reasons I was open to even doing a Skeem Takeover week is because he has so much versatility as an artist. He's doing so many different things. And so Skeem, to me, yeah, he does hip hop, and yeah, that's what we've been checking out. I mean, y'all know I listen to a lot more hip hop than most of the things on the channel anyway. But really, Skeem is kind of taking the role of a modern Trent Reznor. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that Trent Reznor is that outdated, I hope, but he's more in that role of being kind of that centerpiece around his brand, everything that his brand is built around, and putting all the pieces together. And what I like about a song like this is it lets Skeem really kind of get in his comfort zone in terms of making the music, kind of pushing something else out there. And the message that he's bringing is one that's a little bit more deeper, a little bit more poetic maybe than it would be if it came out in a hip hop vibe. Because with a hip hop vibe, you're going to be putting so many bars out there. You're going to be trying to, do the flow switches and try to do the fast raps and everything like that. And so it changes it up a little bit. Let's go.
Did you hear about the violence? Red Lake, Minnesota, Columbine more famous, but this one was better. Let me tell the story for you. Small town, stakes are high, break walls down. Killed his girlfriend and his grandparents. Went to school and fired errantly. 10 killed in a class of 23. Almost took out half of them. 50% victory.
Okay. So he's getting dark there. So he mentioned Columbine, he mentioned Minnesota. He said, yeah, those acts of violence were well known. But did you hear about this one right here? He didn't say where, but he mentioned somebody going to school, taking out half of their class right there. Skeem's definitely getting into some storytelling. So I don't know the story he's telling right there. Let's go.
Only all his life, special programs gave him Prozac. Blamed for all his own strife, till he snapped and took it all back. Is it wrong that I relate to the killer, not the victims? If my screws were any looser, then I die to listen symptoms.
Ooh, and he said right there, okay, it's a story that he relates to. If his screws were any looser, then he would have been in the same situation. So maybe he's talking about, again, I still think he's going through talking about, that twisted story, that twisted upbringing, telling that story about where we lose our innocence along the way, really talking about who pulls the strings, who pulls everything. And so I'm guessing the story that he's talking about right here is probably somebody who was picked on, maybe a little bit underprivileged and everything, maybe somebody that has a similar background to we Skeem, a similar upbringing, a similar home life, all that stuff. And so he's telling the story, saying I relate to it. If I was a little bit looser, if I wasn't keeping myself in check so much, then I could have turned into that person in that story he was telling.
When you're raped and raised, berated by constant cold shoulder, all you're taught is hate. Your love dissolves as fury smolders.
So is he saying raped right there? So I keep listening. I can't tell if he's saying raped or raped. But he's saying when you're raped and raised by constant cold shoulders, he's talking about, as a result, the fury starts to smolder. He's really talking about going back to that first line, or that first part of the song, when he was going into who are the puppeteers, who are the ones who are orchestrating all of this, who are the ones to blame for when we lose our innocence, when we turn darker along the way. He's going into that piece right there, looking at those things. And the puppeteers, ultimately, the people pulling the strings, are the ones who cause these things to impact us. The ones who are responsible for these things that happen along the way, that still our innocence, change the way that we look at the world fundamentally. And that, I feel like, is at the core of what he's saying in all this.
By constant cold shoulder, all you're taught is hate. Your love dissolves as fury smolders. You see the devil's eyes and start to empathize. I empathize with devil's eyes.
You see the devil's eyes and start to empathize. I empathize with devil's eyes. And so he's going in, you start to see that dark side. You start to see that twisted piece and everything. And then he's saying that he does. He's saying he's there. You got the cry laugh right there, coming in for effect, really kind of showing like you're twisted because of it. On the other side, it's kind of that maniacal laugh, but it's also that sad, that breakdown laugh.
I've been raped and raised, berated by constant cold shoulders, but I fight their hate. Tears on my face, my fury smolders. I see the devil's eyes, and though I empathize, my soul will rise above the devil's eyes.
Okay. Still got 5 seconds left. We got anything after? Nope. So that was Devil's Eyes by We Skeem. And you know, listen to the song as a fan of Korn, as a fan of, you know, metal rock, you know, kind of some of those darker genres and everything, you know, listening to it, listening to things that I've heard Skeem talk about before, you know, I think this is probably closer to what he is more comfortable with, what he more wants to make for music. Not that he's uncomfortable with rap or hip hop, but this really seems in his wheelhouse. And like I said, there are a lot of things that you really listen to on the production side, you know, really listen to how he kind of engineered certain pieces of this and everything. And it sounds more, you know, like he artistically put it in there. And it's something you can get away with. It's like when I made my track 13 and everybody was telling me that the first couple of verses were mixed too low. Well, it was artistically intended to do that, but it doesn't translate as well in hip hop like it does in certain other genres, like what Skeem was doing right here. And so I really enjoy this song. If you don't like those groups like Korn with the darker styles, with the darker elements, the darker themes and such, then this is probably not something that you would identify with. So I can totally get, you know, if this isn't one of his more popular songs. That said, I really enjoyed it. I thought he did a good job. I thought he really did a good job kind of painting the illustration of, you know, what do we go through that leads us to the point where we lose that innocence? We go to that darker place. We get away from, you know, if you look at a child, and I've said this several times, you know, looking at my daughter, and I think about, you know, her just sitting there, you know, being innocent and trying to play, and you know, literally everything is an emotional response, and most things are good starting off until there's a reason for it to be bad. And if you think about how we get from that point to the cynical, you know, sometimes, you know, just completely negative adults that we end up being, I think there's a lot to be said. I think that a lot transforms and changes in that time span. But what I really feel like he's looking at in this song is really what changes us, what goes through, and what hits us a little bit. But also looking at those things that we do that kind of hold ourselves closer a little bit. Because I know he was sharing the story about, you know, a mass shooter situation right there in the middle. And he's talking about, you know, if my screws weren't tied in as tight as they are, if they were looser than they are, then I might have became that person. I might have done those things because I have these issues. And throughout, he's sharing, you know, his personal issues, things that he's gone through, his personal traumas, as a relatable tone to kind of connect with the overarching message, which is to talk about, you know, we all go through these things, and after you've endured all these things, the cold shoulders, you know, the negativity, being picked on, whatever you've endured throughout your whole life, then eventually that starts to have an impact on you. That starts to have weight. You know what I'm saying? And I really enjoyed this song. I like how it turned out. I like the video. I definitely, you know, as a follow-up to Hit Me, you know, we're talking about, in Hit Me, we're talking about, you know, inviting the punches, basically, and saying that they don't hurt as bad when you expect them and when you ask for them. And so he's asking for them to come on in. And, you know, following that up with saying, but, you know, when you're not inviting them, those are the ones that catch you off guard, and really deconstructing in our minds what takes us to this dark place. I enjoy the song. I enjoy the message. I like how it fits into the overall We Skeem theme. And so y'all let me know what you guys think down in the comments, especially if it's your first time hearing this song. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a minute. Hope you're staying safe, taking care. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit me up on the social media if you want to connect. That's really all I got. Don't forget, ATRL is tonight. Definitely come by at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all want to do live reaction requests, and normally it's $5 plus for a priority request, but we might do a couple of We Skeem reactions since it is We Skeem Takeover week as priority requests if you guys come by soon enough. That's all I got, though. I'm DJ AlphaTyler. Appreciate y'all, and I hope you're staying safe, taking care. I'll catch you guys next time while we finish up We Skeem Takeover week.
Go back, never go back, yeah. Remember all that said back in the good old days. It's a new day, new time to make a new rhyme. Everybody gotta find how to make the record shine. A lot of dirty laundry we've been throwing out, a lot of things that we ain't really knowing about. Reconciliation never getting shout out, looking for assimilation and some headed clout. But remember to a time when character counted, not political affiliation.